Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast for February 14th to the 16th of 2020. All right, so this weekend we have the moon changing signs 3 times. On Friday, we have the moon still in pragmatic Virgo, as was the case most of this week. So still good for that improvement orientation and fixing things, doing the work with Virgo. And then Saturday, we have the moon shifting into balancing Libra. So great for reciprocity in those relationships and all in all bringing balance in our life. In fact, this weekend, we will have the sun shift into a fellow air sign of Aquarius. So the larger focus will be going towards maybe more of the future-oriented things in our life. Then on Sunday, with the moon shifting into deep Scorpio, which is a good time for working on the deeper aspects of ourself and of life, we do have Mercury going retrograde in Aquarius. So good time to sort of pause with some things, start to reflect and redo some things, maybe in regards to these future matters or collective matters that we'll be reworking for the next 3 weeks. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when I return. All right, so here's the sky for this weekend. We're going to look at this for all 3 days with the moon in Virgo on Friday, and then shifting into Libra on Saturday, and then shifting into deep Scorpio on Sunday. So again, we are using the actual size of the constellations. This is a great example. Libra is a very small constellation, and so we'll, in this case, only be passing through here for 1 day. Usually it's about 1 to 2 days max with that much smaller constellation. So this is different from mainstream astrology. If you are new to this channel, definitely check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's go ahead and start with Friday first, with the moon finishing pragmatic Virgo, where we've had the moon most of this week. And so great day on Friday to finish any of the things that require sort of improvement orientation or creating of structure or routine or development of any kind. Virgo is all about working within systems, structures, to get things more efficient and to get what needs to be done. So a great day on Friday to do that. No major aspects going exact on Friday. Then once we do shift into Saturday, the moon will be shifting into Libra. And this is about the scales. This is about balance. It's about fairness and reciprocity in relationships of all kind. Really good day for matters of mutuality, justice, morality, things of that nature on the interpersonal level. But in our personal lives, good time to see if we can bring in some balance in general. And anything that is about bringing balance to those scales could be a really good way of working with Saturday. So once we do get to this about mid-weekend, we will have the sun getting closer to Aquarius than Capricorn. And so in this case, the focus will likely be shifting for at least the next few weeks on the future-related matters. We've already had Mercury here, so that's really been the theme already these past couple weeks. But now with the sun, the larger focus will be on these things. So Aquarius is about the future. It's about our visions. It could be our own personal visions, like hopes and wishes for the future, but it can also very much be collective. So a good time on focusing on things like maybe community or contribution or the world at large, anything that is about seeing what can be changed, how can we induce some change and maybe think outside the box, and challenge the status quo a little bit moving forward with the sun in Aquarius. So that's going to be probably felt over the whole weekend, but mostly as we get into Sunday there. But Sunday, we do have the moon shifting into deep Scorpio. So the theme on that day, and will be on Monday as well with the moon in Ophiuchus, will be around the deeper dimensions of life. And so in this case, with the moon here, we're usually very attuned to the deeper aspects of ourself, of our life, of our relationships. And so it is really good to really have that willingness to excavate with Scorpio. What can we uncover and really accept and work with in this deeper dimension? Can be really good for research, psychology, spirituality. Anything on that deeper level is really good there. And perhaps the most important thing we do have this weekend is Mercury going retrograde for his 3 weeks. And this is going to be in that progressive Aquarius constellation. So in this case, as we get closer to Sunday, just good to sort of maybe slow down and pause with some things that we may have been thinking about lately that may be involving the future or our ideals or visions, or again, even collective matters, as this will likely be going through this reflective and redoing process. Now, I do recommend during the retrograde to experiment, to try new things. What can you go back and redo and rework on this level? And just have a bit of flexibility, because sometimes information changes, the routine changes, things we depend on a daily level start to change. And so we do want to be as flexible as possible to allow for that. But good for experimentation, not really a good time for avoiding things, as we often might think about doing during a retrograde. Instead, it is about experimenting. And anything you can do to rework, rethink any of these Aquarian future progressive matters could be a really good way of working with this retrograde. And down below in the comment section, I will put which house this is for your sidereal sign. So if you do want to see specifically which area is going through this reworking, rethinking process, do check the comment section down below for that. All right, and then lastly, I do want to mention that we are in the third quarter moon of the lunar cycle, which means that a week ago we had the full moon. And so if there has been anything from the past week that now you want to challenge yourself to implement here this weekend and going into next week, could be a really good way of working with this part of the lunar cycle. Squares are about integration, initiative, and challenging ourselves to develop things that usually came to our awareness during the full moon, which in this case was last weekend. All right, everyone. So that is the weekend in a nutshell. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you again for all of your support, and I will see you all on Monday for the daily forecast. Take care.